Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mousetrap Genius. As you can see, we are in my kitchen today because we are taking a look at the 1.3 gallon stainless steel composting bin by Utopia Kitchen. Now, when I was a little kid, my family always had a big old compost pile. In fact, we usually had composting pigs, but that is a story for another day. Now, to get all the food scraps that we used to fill up our huge compost pile, we usually just had a bucket somewhere in the kitchen that we would throw all the food scraps into. That worked fine, except that if you ever let the bucket go really more than one day without emptying it, it started to smell really bad, and it could even attract flies and other annoying pests that are, well, annoying and possibly unhealthy as well. So there's a solution to the bucket problem that a lot of people use, which is to cover the bucket up with some sort of lid. Now that keeps it from smelling as long as it's closed, but unfortunately it creates a whole host of other problems, because the microbes that create compost, even at a very early stage, need to breathe. They need oxygen just like we do in order to do their job. When you take that oxygen away by covering the container up with a lid, those good microbes suffocate. And instead of there being aerobic decomposition, which just means decomposition, the breaking down of things, with oxygen, a whole other group of microbes that do anaerobic decomposition, that's breaking things down without oxygen takeover. Now, these guys do a pretty good job breaking stuff down, but whereas the good aerobic microbes break things down really nice and neatly into CO2, water, and topsoil, which is what you want, the anaerobic, the bad microbes that can live without oxygen, break it down into those things, but they also create a bunch of byproducts like methane and several other gases that smell really bad and are actually pretty harmful to the environment as well. So you're creating all that stuff you don't want, and you're just trapping it all in there. So whenever you do open it up to put a new food scrap in there, all those gases just explode into your kitchen and make it smell probably even worse than if you had just left it uncovered to begin with. So how do you get around that problem of getting aerobic respiration but not having your kitchen stink all the time? Well, this product right here, the stainless steel compost bin by Utopia Kitchen, tries to get around that by putting air vents all around the lid, but putting a charcoal filter in the lid. So oxygen can get in and out, but microbes and the smells that they create can't get out. So seems like a pretty good idea, but does it work? Well, I would say we're going to test it, but we actually already have. This thing right here is filled with all of my food scraps from the last 6 days. They've been sitting in there, and there's everything from lettuce that I wasn't able to eat on time to some bread crusts to even eggshells. And I'm really amazed. There is absolutely no smell coming from it when I have it closed. And even now that I have it open, there's really nothing that I can smell either. This stuff's just been sitting in there at room temperature, some of it for up to 6 days, and there's really only a very mild smell even when you have it open, and when it's closed there is nothing at all. So really impressed with this thing. Not only does the overall concept of using the filter, which is replaceable by the way, and they send you a couple of them, you can buy more after that, but I don't think you even need to replace it that often, to be honest. Not only does that work, but it's also made out of really high quality stainless steel, so it looks nice in your kitchen, and it cleans really easily and doesn't scratch or dent or rust or anything like that. And unlike a plastic compost bucket, which could over time eventually start to leach harmful chemicals from the hydrocarbons in the plastic into the compost, which if you use it in your garden, ultimately might end up in your food, which you don't want. This is just stainless steel, so nothing gets into it, nothing gets out of it. It just stays what it is, doesn't leach, doesn't corrode, doesn't rust, doesn't do anything. So really happy with this product, really glad I got it. It's going to make my composting a lot easier. And if you'd be interested in getting one for yourself, I will throw the link to it on Amazon down in the video description. I hope this review was helpful to you in your composting adventures, and don't forget to subscribe to Mousetrap Genius for more videos just like this. Until next time, have a great anaerobic decomposition-free day.